Hi, in today's video, I'll be analyzing the leadership style and decision-making process of a manager in practice. The manager I interviewed is Aiman Hafiz, the Learning and Development Manager at Sheraton Petaling Jaya Hotel, with over 10 years of managing experience. In this presentation, I'll be discussing his leadership behaviors in practice, decision-making process, managerial advice for future leaders, and the key learning and reflection. The first question was, how do you interact with employees of different backgrounds and experience levels, and how do you adapt your leadership approach to suit different individuals?
My leadership style, I would say more on getting to know the team. Okay, more model leadership style. I would say. How do I approach that? Is basically being who I am, being myself. Okay, I'm very fun and bubbly. Okay, because whenever you want to approach someone, it has to come with cheerfulness. Okay, it has to become with how do you interact with people, normal human being. So how do you talk to them? So I don't have any levels. Okay, how do I talk to GM? No, we talk the same. It's just that how I put my words in. And during that situation, how do I put my words in? Whenever I'm in a serious tone, the words that I use will be much more on a serious note. When I'm talking about development, my tone of voice, the use of words, I will use more on a normal conversation. Because at the end of the day, leadership is not about that leadership style. No, it's about how you communicate with people, how you talk to people. You will not want to talk to a person that, hey, I'm your boss, right? Or hi, I'm your boss here, so you must listen to me. No, I don't do that. Because the way I lead my team, the way I lead people is by, hey, how are you doing today? How are you doing today? So is there any trouble in you? The choices of word. Yes, they make mistakes, but you choose the words that you choose. For example, yes, people make mistakes. You need to understand. Don't just go banging them. Hey, you didn't do this right. So how I lead my team, how do I improve? Okay, by being their friend. And how do I?
Based on the interview, the manager's leadership approach clearly reflects democratic leadership style, where there is minimal hierarchy, open communication, and mutual respect. He encourages trust and inclusion, which fosters psychological safety and enhances employee performance.
Like I mentioned just now, we have our certified departmental trainer. So this trainer, I give them full authority to run your department. Full authority. How you do your training, how you conduct your training, how consistent you want to do the training, that's how you do it. I leave it up to you. But once a month, twice a week, I will actually go to each of the departments and see, okay, what have you learned? Okay, so now I'm going to be your customer, I'm going to be your audit. So from there, when I be an audit, I know whether the training has been implemented or it's not been implemented. So then if I notice that there's some slight difference, very slight difference, then I will give a comment. But let's say I will see a very big gap that when I ask, they don't know, then I will go back to the trainer. So that's how I basically give empowerment to my trainers. So I will let them run the show, okay? But once in a while, I need to observe to see. So
Mr. Aiman gives his trainers full authority to run training, which shows that he empowers others and encourages participation. This has a small element of laissez-faire, but he still conducts monthly audits, so this is more democratic than laissez-faire.
Input because I'm from the learning and development. So what we do here is actually we will develop people as well. So how I develop, I always audit people. That means when I go to my departments, all the departments, right, I will do audit. So for example, I go to front desk, I'll be a mystery shopper, whereby I just pretend to be a guest, I'll talk to them. So yes, they make mistakes. Sometimes when you get intimidated when someone talks to you, right? So they get intimidated, I'll just do normally. But once they've done their audit, then I will tell them, okay, what you did well, this. However, these are certain things that you need to improve. Blah, 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 blah. So that the way you speak. Okay, so I have one associate I have in mind that how do I develop her? She started as my intern, okay, and within I think about 2 years, she's already promoted from an intern from our front office. Now she's already acting guest service manager. So how do I develop her? I talk to her. Okay, I put her in all these trainings. I see her potential. I say, okay, example, I put the name as Isabella. I can't put the candidate's name. I put Isabella's name. Okay, so I say, Isabel, so what's your plan? So I want to do this. Okay, so do you want me to develop you or not? So she said, oh yes, I do want to be developed. I want to be something within 2 years. All right. So if that is your promise to me, then I will also do a promise. So within 2 years, I develop her, put in her all the trainings that she needs. Put her out, expose her to the industry, expose her to the outside world as a manager. And now she's already, I think last month, she's just, this month, starting this month, she's already acting guest service manager within the span of 2 years. So how I develop? I go personalized because developing is not just okay. I want to develop the whole batch. No, you have to have personalized. So how do you develop this person? This kind of thing. All right. So that's one of my stories of developing.
Mr. Aiman uses transformational leadership, specifically individualized consideration and inspirational motivation. From the example that he gave, we can see that he identifies individual strengths and aligns them with organizational goals. This enhances long-term capability building, particularly in hospitality settings. The next question was, when planning training programs, what factors do you consider before making decisions? And do you rely more on data or intuition when making decisions?
That's what we call training needs analysis, TNE. Right. So how do I develop? Because we have social medias, right? So we have comments. So I will read through all the comments every morning. My normal routine. I will go and read my emails because we have all these comments coming up from. So I will see what are the basic things. What are the things that guests normally comments? So from there, I develop a training. And one thing about Marriott, we already have a training in place. It's just that how you deliver. Basically, it's more on reassurance and retraining. So these people, how do I meet? I look all from the comments. So from the comments, I know that okay, there's a need for this, there's a need for that. Compared to you just do training for the sake of just doing training, that doesn't make sense. So that's why again I mentioned earlier that I do audits as well. So I will do audit, I will go to the staff and I will do the audit as a mystery shopper. From there, I will see, okay, I think this departments, most of the team, they require upselling training. So I develop my upselling training based on their what I audit the way.
The manager's decision-making approach reflects a balance between systematic and intuitive thinking. When handling structured problems, which are routine and predictable, the manager relies on systematic, data-driven tools. He uses training needs analysis, guest feedback, and audits to identify performance gaps. These decisions follow clear steps and established procedures, aligning with rational decision-making models for structured problems. His use of audits also acts as benchmarking, where employee performance is measured against service standards. However, when facing unstructured problems, which are more complex and lack clear solutions, the manager relies more heavily on intuition. Decisions involving guest satisfaction, staff morale, and service quality often require judgment rather than strict rules. Intuitive decision-making is especially effective in structured situations when managers have significant experience. This is supported by his comment that he has worked from the bottom up, allowing him to draw on deep, experience-based knowledge.
I feel that if I were in their shoes, I will make it what we call dummy-proof. For example, I would develop the Excel with all the codings. All you need to do is just press one button. All the drop downs, I did all the drop downs, and from there is slightly an improvement. Rather than they key in themselves, you can imagine a person who's not into data, key in data. Once you go in the workplace, you will see how amazing the art is. So what I did was I'll put everything in order. So all you need to do is just click button, click button, click button, and all the data is already in. So from there, they actually learn. And with that kind of putting all the data in, all my trainings, all my data are much more easier.
He also uses contingency and scenario planning, where he prepares for multiple possible responses.
When being a leader, there's one thing you have to do. You always have to be in people's shoes. And I have been from bottom up. So that's how I learn.
Mr. Ayman's advice for future leaders aligns with transformational leadership, which reflects Kemahan's view that effective leaders must adapt their approach to different people and situations. So to conclude, the manager's transformational and democratic leadership style creates an environment where structured decision-making tools can be implemented effectively, while intuitive judgment is trusted in unstructured situations due to strong leader credibility. From this interview, I learned to prioritize communication over authority and apply systematic tools accordingly. That is all from me. Thank you.